Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 20. So, we have a imminent threat from the gentle criminal who is going to be going after the infamous UA school. He is going to be, trying to break in to make himself more famous, because he believes that's what it takes to become famous. But what will he do when he makes it in? He hasn't said yet. Is he gonna attack the kids? Is he gonna make them bounce around with his weird quirk or whatever they use to jump up that building? What is he gonna do? I don't know. But I am very much looking forward to seeing what happens. And then we also have Jiro putting together the musical show that they're gonna be doing, the EDM rock and roll concert thingamajig. And Bakugo's on the drums. We have Tokoyami and Kaminari on the guitar. And then we have the dance team, a harem dance for Mineta. We have all kinds of stuff going on. So I am looking forward to seeing where we go with this. I'm having a lot of fun with this little fun festival arc. It's so much fun. So let's jump into it and see what happens this time. Alrighty guys, so like usual, down in the description is where you're going to find the reaction. There should be a Vimeo link there that you guys can click and it'll bring you directly there. And then you can come back here to the YouTube video to listen to the discussion where I talk about the episode and such. So make sure you stick around for that if you care about hearing my real thoughts and slightly more in-depth stuff that I can't really talk about during the reaction. So go ahead and click that Vimeo link in the description right now, guys. That is the end of episode 20. Alright, guys. So, that was a good one. I liked it. Once again, having a lot of fun with this festival and everything that's going on. It's been a blast. It's just been so funny. Like, even though these episodes haven't led to, extremely deep discussion, mainly because of the fact that Gentle Criminal is probably the most discussion worthy stuff that's happening. The rest of it is just the prep work for the festival and stuff like that. But I've been having so much fun with just the videos themselves, So but I guess to start from towards the beginning, we had Eri show up as UA. She's kind of getting her feet wet, before the big festival, because, there's gonna be a lot of kids all running around. There's already a lot of kids running around doing stuff, but, it's probably going to be even more extreme. It's going to be very busy. There's going to be a lot of people and stuff like that. Even though it's just, self-contained to the school, it's not really outside people coming in. It's still going to be a lot for her. And, sensory overload and stuff like that is definitely a real thing, especially for someone like Eri, who has been kept in essentially captivity for I don't even know how long. I'm not really sure how old she is now to when, Overhaul started all this crap with her, but it's to the point where she doesn't even remember much from when she was, really young. So she's, this is her just readjusting to society, and one of the first times she's doing that is at a big event, and that can be overwhelming. Hell, it's overwhelming to me. I'm someone that's not a big fan of crowds and not a big fan of being around a lot of people, and I definitely, I can't imagine that for a child so young that has been through so much in her life, So it was definitely a good idea for them to bring her here, kind of meet some people beforehand, some people that she can maybe, talk to or just recognize and stuff like that. So it was a good idea. I'm really glad they did it. And it was a lot of fun seeing Mirio and Deku going on this tour with her, right? It was fun. So I loved there was so many times during this episode that there was just little one-off things that Mirio said, and it was just so funny. I love Mirio so much. The part where Midoriya couldn't talk, it was I'm trying to say talking about Hato's boobs, and and he was like, "Bu- bu- 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 bu," and Mirio's like, body proportions, just like cut in real fast and just like ended that there. And then like a little bit later when they were with Hatsume Mei, and she was like, I find bathing a waste of time, and he's just like, wow. Like, I love his little reactions, like they're just so funny. I love it so much. Oh man. But the so yeah, that tour was really cool, even though like it seemed like Eri like was taking it all in but didn't really know how to react and didn't really know what to make of it all. So really like when she had time to sit down and process it during lunch afterwards, she was just like, it seems like everyone's working hard. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what the result is, and that's a really cool response from a kid like that, like she seems a lot more mature, and maybe it's because of her experiences and stuff like that, but she definitely seems like she has like a better under like sometimes I feel like kids are so distracted by their, excitement and joy that sometimes they don't realize exactly what's happening around them, right? Like all the mechanics behind it. But I feel like because she is kind of separated a little bit from that joy, it's made her a bit more mature, and she's more like looking at things as they are and how they function rather than just the result of the fun and excitement, um I'm not sure if I really portrayed my thoughts on that the right way. It was kind of hard for me to put that into words, but that's kind of how I feel a bit. Um but yeah, that was really cool. I understand that Midoriya told her that he was going to be dancing, but I don't really think it's like a big deal. Like they kind of made it like seem like it should be a big deal that he's not going to be dancing and that she's going to be disappointed, but it's not like she didn't even say like, "Oh, I really look forward to your dance" and stuff like that, right? Like so it seemed a little out of place. It's not a big deal. It doesn't really like bother me. I just figured I'd mention it, but it just seemed a tiny bit out of place that he kind of like kept thinking, "Oh, but I promised Eri. Oh, but I promised Eri," But I guess that's just kind of Midoriya's thing. He likes to stick up to what he said. But um, one of the craziest things this episode was finding out that All Might used to use some equipment, some support gear at one point in his career, and that's very interesting, especially because there's no. I mean, I'm sure there's not any big crazy story behind it, but it seems like there's no news reports of that being the case, and I wonder what that means. Like, did he use it on like these like top secret missions that no one knows about, or was it before he was the symbol of peace and before he was so widely famous, so there wasn't as much news coverage on him? Because I'm sure a lot of the minor heroes that are running around doing hero work aren't, blasted all over the internet, right? So it might have been back when he was like that, but they kind of made a point to have Midoriya, the All Might fanboy, say that he's never seen it before, and then he was even searching for it on the internet and couldn't find it, right? So I wonder if there's more to that, or if that's just a little like fun thing where like, oh well, you're not gonna know more about it, Midoriya, like I don't know. It's interesting. I'm curious if that's gonna evolve into something, but the little picture we've seen, assuming that's really what he was wearing, he had like freaking armor on. Like he was like a full blown like knight, but it wasn't just like medieval armor. It looked like some like alien like space shit that you'd see in like a video game. Like it almost looked like a carapace shell on the back with like little possible like LEDs or something on them and stuff like that. Like it looked crazy. It looked really cool. Like that's the kind of crap that you'd like when you get to a high level in a video game. You'd get that as one of your armor sets, and you'd just look like awesome. It was really cool. I liked. I like seeing that, and then seeing All Might, transition back to his big form for just a little bit was cool. I do miss full powered All Might, and it's nice to every now and then see him bulk up so we can, get that grand form again, But but he worked with Midoriya a bit to try to hone his power again. I tried to say it during the episode, but I got cut off by, I think, him spitting blood and Midoriya being like, that hasn't happened for a while. And I just started laughing about it and then just kind of dropped what I was saying. But what I was trying to say was, I wonder if All Might's power, when it was transferred, because every time it's transferred, it becomes more and more powerful, right? I wonder if it's getting to a point where the power is so extreme that it's hard for a body to contain, right? I feel like that's probably not the case. I feel like maybe it's just harder to control, but I can't imagine. Sorry, guys, let me clear my throat. It's like I keep trying to, but it's not getting it. God. It's really bad. I apologize big time for that. I don't know what's going on with that, why I can't keep my throat clear for these discussions, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Because what I was trying to say is either his power is becoming so strong as it's passed down that it's hard to control for Midoriya, or it's just because I'm pretty sure All Might was a little bit older than Midoriya, maybe, or at least it looked like it. At least he looked a bit more like swollen stuff. Maybe Midoriya is just young and can't quite handle the power yet. I'm not sure how their ages were when they obtained the power and stuff like that. So maybe it is just like a younger kid's body still maturing that can't handle it. Or, they talked about the Quark Doomsday theory. Maybe that, can kind of apply to One for All. Like, maybe eventually, as you pass One for All down, like, maybe one or two more generations, it may be impossible for someone to use that much power, They might need, like, I don't know, you might need to give it to someone who has, like, almost like Kirishima's hardening or something like that, where he can harden his skin to, maybe handle the punches and handle that power and stuff like that in the future. I don't know, but it just kind of like brought all these ideas to my head. I've been thinking about that kind of stuff, and I wonder if that's something we're gonna like get into eventually. It's just the fact that One for All has become so powerful that the body can't handle it, But anyways, but the rest of the training's pretty cool. We had Midoriya doing some kind of glove support item for his flicking. I assume it zoomed in on the glove in the pile when May was talking about it, but Midoriya didn't really go into detail. It seemed like he explained it to All Might and then cut, and then All Might was like, I see, that's really cool, So I guess they probably want to surprise us with whatever it does. So hopefully it's pretty cool, whatever it is, since they're going through the work. Hopefully it's not just like bracers to support his flicking, kind of like how he had the armbands before to support his arms and stuff. Hopefully it's not just that. Hopefully it's something like really cool. But I do like what All Might said, where he was like, just don't depend on it. There's a lot of heroes that ended up depending on their support items, and then when they break, they're useless, and that's a very real thing, It's almost like, you could take pot shots of, like, Iron Man, where he's, like, a great hero and such, but if his Iron Man suits get destroyed, what then? He's just a man, So I don't know. It's interesting. I really like that he brought that up, so that's cool. I also like that it's kind of cool that All Might doesn't have the answers to everything, right? Like, sometimes I'm like, All Might, it's too bad you can't just, like, help him out more, but then I really think about it, and not everyone has the answers to everything, right? Like, a lot of the times, some shows, not even just anime, but shows in general, will have this one, like, character that will be the go-to, that will have all the answers that, the main character needs as soon as they need it, right? And sometimes it feels way too convenient. So it's just kind of a cool thing that that they decided to take a route that kind of deviates from that, where All Might is helping him. All Might has some good insight, but All Might doesn't know everything. He doesn't know how to properly utilize Midoriya's power, because a lot of it is about feeling, and they talk about these images that Midoriya needs to make in his head, and it's mainly up to Midoriya to figure it out, and it's something that All Might can't really like put into words to help him. And I like that All Might isn't just like a save all for the show, you know? It's not just about like, oh, Midoriya runs into a problem, goes to All Might has the answer, Midoriya utilizes it, you know? And then rinse repeat, do that again every time there's a problem. So that's cool. But yeah, and then I guess really just the last thing to talk about is the whole bit at the end with Gentle. I may have missed like some smaller plot stuff, you know, going on, like some of the other classes and stuff, like Monomon, Class B and all that, but either way, what's it called? The whole Gentle criminal stuff was kind of interesting. We got a little bit of planning from Gentle, which was just hilarious, because essentially he mentioned the path that he's gonna take just to get to the tea shop, and then he's gonna drink his tea, and then he's just gonna go to UA. Like, that's pretty much like what he explained to us, right? Like, I guess that he did say that they were gonna cover themselves in like dirt and leaves and sticks and stuff, so that way Hound Dog doesn't detect them. And then Labrava is gonna use whatever hacking ability like she's able to do. I don't know if is she just a good hacker, or is her quirk have to do with hacking? I don't know, but she also said the Labrava's house key or whatever as well, which is interesting. I wonder if she has like some kind of power that has to do with the key, maybe. I don't know. I'm really interested to see like what her quirk actually is, but so we do have like a rough plan of what they're gonna do, but I just loved how he's like, we're gonna go down this alley, we're gonna cross this, you know, cross this park. The whole thing should take about 65 minutes, as long as we're, you know, taking it slow. And then there, right next to that convenience store, it's a cafe, and we're gonna drink tea for 90 minutes. It's an elderly, you know, an elderly person that is running it, and they only have like a few regulars because no one realizes it's a shop, so we need to support them, you know. And it's the only place we can find this what was it called, Golden Tips Imperial Tea or whatever. That was just, it was so funny. But then we got into like almost more like serious backstory stuff with like, you know, this guy who just wants to become famous, and he started making these videos. He learned how to like work the computer and everything, and he was just getting hammered with like downvotes and or dislikes. Sorry, I keep calling him downvotes. I don't know why. I don't even like use Reddit that much. Why do I call him downvotes? Like, I look at Reddit like once a month for some reason, and I still call them downvotes. I don't know. But he kept getting dislikes and, you know, had no likes, and it's so discouraging, and the comments were all trash, and he's just like in his own head. And then Labrava shows up, this dedicated fan. Why didn't she like his videos, by the way? She was a fan. He was sitting at the computer and she came up. She did not like his videos. So, what kind of a big fan is she? He had 0 likes. What is she doing? I don't know. Like, I just thought of that. I did not realize that before. Why doesn't she like his videos? I wonder if there's a reason for it, or if it's just like, did the writers not think about that? Or is it something where like, maybe she didn't want to like feel like a stalker by like that much of a stalker by liking his videos, but yet she appeared at his house, hacked his like bank account to get his address, and like confessed her feelings with like a suitcase. Like, she moved in like right away. She's just like, hi, nice to meet you, I'm your big fan, I'm gonna be living here now, okay? Alright, yep. Like, it's such a bizarre relationship they have, but they work good together and they're happy, so like, I feel like I can't bash it too much, but it's just, I don't know. I found the whole thing like kind of endearing, but at the same time like creepy. but also just like really funny, you know? I love the chemistry between the two. I love this villain as a whole. Like I said during the episode, I'm wondering if there's going to be a point in the show where we have, you know, because they even kind of brought it up here with La Brava saying, are you sure you want to, like, you know, interrupt these kids who are just trying to, like, you know, do good or whatever? I can't remember word for word what she said, but it was kind of like what I was talking about, where I wonder if he's going to break into the school, but no one else is going to realize it, right? And maybe Midoriya or, you know, the other kids are going to manage to convince him to, you know, stay hidden and not, like, ruin it for them, because if an intruder, if the alarm goes off, even if it's like a false alarm, they have to evacuate and cancel the whole thing, right? So I wonder if, like, Midoriya is gonna try to win his heart and get him to, like, not bring this down. He's gonna, like, confess his feelings and talk about, like, how Eri needs this and how this is gonna be so much fun for Eri, and this is something that really needs to happen and stuff like that. And Gentle's just gonna be like, oh, like, it's just like, this is the passion that I wanted in kids these days. This is wonderful. I will make my leave, you know, or he'll, like, just stay in the background, like, hiding around a corner, like, peeking around and just being like, yeah, they're playing, they're doing good, look at them, you know, like, I don't know. It would just be kind of, like, cool if that's how it goes down, but I have no idea. That's just my headcanon going crazy, you know? But oh man, I'm really looking forward to this festival, which is very, very close now, I think. I imagine it's going to be starting in the next episode or two, but I've even just been enjoying all this prep, so. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this one. Very good episode, very fun, I loved it, so. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction as much as I had fun making it, so. If you did, hit that subscribe button so you can see all my new content and everything coming out. And then also check the description. Also keep an eye out for the there might be a poll coming up within a week or two, because this season is coming to an end soon, so I'll have to do a poll for something to replace it until it comes back in the future. So make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. It won't be out at the time of this releasing, definitely not, but it may be within like a week or so. So just kind of keep an eye on new videos from my channel. I'll be making a specific video for the poll for this, but we're gonna have 2 polls coming up pretty soon, like almost back to back, because 2 of my shows are almost ending around the same time, which is interesting to say the least. So it'll be weird doing 2 polls at the same time if the same show wins on both of them, because they might both be running at the same time. I might have to do something where the first place one on one I take, and then the second place one on another I take, or something like that. I don't know, but either way, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will be back for more stuff, you know, whenever, next week, or if you check out any of my other videos in those. So yeah, thanks for watching, see you guys later, bye-bye.